we're going to do smartphones first and then tablets second. Probably the smartphones to begin with, because everything that you can do on a smartphone you can also pretty much do on a tablet, except the obvious, and you'll tell me what that is in a minute. We're also going to start with a little bit of a slideshow. The whole thing is not going to be done as a PowerPoint presentation, otherwise you would not have. I'm then going to use both of the devices live, so if anything can go wrong, no, it won't.
Don't even think like
that. And then, you're welcome. And then we'll also build in some 10 minutes questions after each section. So we're going to be busy, okay? And hopefully we'll cover some of your information and share something with you. Let's ask the obvious question. How many people in this room have got a smartphone?
Probably better to ask who hasn't got a smartphone.
I was going to say, well, what do you need to do? Okay, what about a tablet? Okay, what about both? If I get stuck, I've got lots of people here that can help. Okay, right. All right. Now, I guess what we're really going to be looking at is for people who are thinking about getting into the market or extending or buying another type of smartphone or getting up to the next model. Most of our initial toe dipping into technology was given to us by our family or our children who didn't want it anymore, and then we became a little bit more conscious of it, decided we were going to learn and do stuff on our own, and that's why we're all here, in Alaska. But what you do need to decide, if you are thinking, is there anyone thinking of buying a smartphone? Okay. This presentation will be on the web afterwards, and there's a last page that has some really, really good web links on it, and one of them is a product comparison. You know, if I had nothing else to do for 90 minutes, we could bring that up and play with that. So that will be helpful to you. But what you need to consider, whether you're buying your smartphone or your tablet or any other device, is, you know, number one, is it for you, and what are you going to use it for? And the all-important thing is, how much do you want to spend? You know, I mean, smartphones can break the bank if you let them. Now, I am not here to talk about Apple, okay? No, because I don't know any, well I do, but I'm not. This is purely Android. Back when all of this became new to us at ASCA, Mark and I broke it in half, and Mark took Apple, and I thought, you beaut, I've got the easy one, I've got Android. That wasn't the case. We've got so many operating systems, but anyway. And the other thing is, you know, how big a screen do you need? Do you need to be able to see what you're doing? Of course you do. If you're going to buy a phone and you want it to read a book, well, maybe that's not probably the best sort of thing. So they're questions that you need to ask yourself, whether or not that would be the way to go. Now, this pie chart, I did blow it up a bit on advice, and it is a little bit blurry, but it might just give you a bit of an overview that smartphones are actually doing a lot more for us in our daily activities than tablets are. Why do you think that is? The big word was someone who said portability, and that's it. I mean, look, I'm not going to talk about the obvious, that it's a phone. Well, we all know that. But keeping that in mind, did anybody ever buy one of the Aldi Android Born tablets?
Yeah.
We all did. And that came with a phone icon in it, even back in the early days. So you could be walking along the street with your Aldi tablet in your hand on the phone, if you were keen to do so. No, it would not be a good look. So the bottom line is that smartphones really are taking a lot more of the everyday tasks that we, and the communication, that's what it's about. Being informed, your phone calls, your emails, your text messages, and whatever else. They've got a lot of advantages to your smartphone, especially for, if you're on the go, your phone slips in your pocket. And portability, that was what one of you had already said. They also have good music now, and you've got your earphones, so it doesn't matter. Tablets will do this, they will all do that, but you can't stick it usually in your back pocket as you're jogging around the neighbourhood. Messaging devices are far more effective on your smartphone because you have SMS and text message, unless you have a card connected into your tablet. Cameras are great, front and back cameras, and of course now with the 3 and the 4G. So you've got all of this packed into that one tiny little thing that you can carry with you most of the time. And steps, we're going to have a look what that is. What would you think that would be? And just some of the other things, just as a general overview, it's your calendars and diaries and everything else like that. So your phone can become your whole little world. Does people have all their calendars and diaries and everything all connected in their phone?
Yep.
Yeah, I sort of do, but I kind of have got a easy to see. You all know what that is? Calendar on my corkboard.
Mum loves
On
hers.
the wall.
Mum loves hers.
I love mine. That way I know what I'm doing. Access to the internet anywhere, anytime. Providing what? That's it. Providing you've got the data to be able to do it. So that gives you your social network and Facebook. Who's got Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff? Oh, aren't you? Wonderful. I turn it off. Oh, I don't want the whole world to be my friend. Navigation systems, maps and everything are just fabulous. What we're going to have a look at is we're going to have a look at some of the fun stuff, which I hope when we switch from this will actually work well for you. Not to put damper on things, but you need to consider that smartphones can be costly to start with, but they don't have to be. There's also another great website that I have been, and I've actually bought 4 phones from them in the past for my grandchildren. Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? Anyway, from a website, and they're fine, and they're not an expensive brand. How do you pronounce it? Huawei? It's a little Huawei phones? Huawei, okay. And they're fine, and they're a really good startable thing. But once you've bought the phone, and you're also looking at your package. So, once again, how much it's costing you to have the phone, how much it's costing you for your calls, for text and everything else. So you do need to shop around for that. Radiation. I really wasn't going to pick that in. But when I started researching it, there was a lot of information out there about it, and they really believe that we're only starting to tip the iceberg with this, especially when you see a lot of the young ones walking in with this thing hanging out their ear. They look like they've just got out of their spaceship, and that's connected. Now, that's going into their brains, but anyway. So your phones, and it's guys more so than the girls, because we've usually got a little bag somewhere, although the girls seem to have to deliver out of their hand, have them in a pocket. And what you're saying is true. You could leave home in the morning with a fully charged mobile phone. And by the time you get home in the afternoon, the battery's flat. Why is that? You haven't used it. Nobody's rang you. And it is because every time, especially in the city, you walk past somewhere and it's picking up another service and it's getting all these impulses. So it is something that we do need to be aware of. Okay. The other thing is, you've all said you've got your calendars and your data and all that stuff on your phones. if you lose your phone, has anybody ever thought they lost their phone and thought, somebody's died? It was that serious, you know. Yeah, you back yours up to the cloud. That's right. But it can be stolen or broken or whatever, so it can be a problem for you then. And of course, repairs are costly. Well, everything's throwaway now. Nobody gets stuff repaired. And of course, the major thing is, are you going to type a board report on your smartphone? I mean, the most you're going to type is a couple of lines of text, and now they don't even use the full alphabet, so it doesn't really matter much. No wonder they can't spell. I'm going to ask you, for those of you that have a smartphone, do you know the operating system you have on your phone? Yes. I'm amazed. Okay. What's some of your operating systems? No, you go. We're not talking about that. Okay. So what we're looking at, and why do you think I want you to know that information? Because, especially for people who are looking at updating or upgrading their smartphone or in the market for a phone, you can go into a shop and they'll say, look, we've got this brand new phone, it's still in the box. And it's new and it's half price. Wow, half price. But if you don't know, and they can't tell you the operating system on it, if you go back to Jelly Bean, which is only a few operating systems away, that won't upgrade anymore. My Samsung 3, there was nothing wrong with it. Wouldn't upgrade. So it is important that you are aware, and also where you would go and find it. Now, what I'm going to do, you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to use a system called TeamViewer. Okay, well, we'll give it a go because I just had stuff that I wanted to show you live stuff instead of, flat, nothing is on screen. Catch-up TV. But if you miss your favourite TV show, you can watch it on your phone. Would you do it? No. That's where, okay, put that on you. I'll do that on the tablet list. Because you wouldn't watch TV on your phone. It's too small. But then coming down in the train, I've only installed Plus 7, which is Channel 7 stuff, so I can go and watch last night's whatever it was, if it was that interesting, with my earphones in coming down on the train. And that's fine. But would I watch a movie? No. So that's just one little example, and there's quite a few of those. You've got your catch-up TVs and all. Crackle is another one. You heard of Crackle? Okay.
What is it?
Crackle's the same sort of thing. Crackle is another app that you can download, but I'll just quickly go into that one. It can actually let you download movies. Now, I'm not talking about Netflix here. You all got Netflix? Yeah. Oh, don't you just love it? Oh, okay. Yeah, Crackle is free, and you have ads in it. So it is just like watching TV, and you can choose your home. I can choose movies, or I can choose shows. If I wanted to go and have a look at the movie, once again, and it's a free app to download, but they make their money with the ads. So that's something else. And your buffering too. Sometimes you can lose your bit of your movie with that. You all use Google Voice Search? Yep. Look, probably if you don't have any other app on your smartphone, I think your Google app would be the one. We were sitting there having morning tea and somebody wanted to know something or other. I think who was it? Was President of Turkey. They got a president. So you just, well, we'll pick a harder one. We'll ask for who's the Prime Minister of Australia. Okay, Google, who's the Prime Minister of Australia
Malcolm Turnbull is the Prime Minister of Australia.
today? So you can ask Google anything. You can, I mean, someone was getting the calculator out the other day to turn around and I'll go back into it, to do something, you know, and you just turn. All right, but you can sort of get the idea that how Google has really encompassed in every part of our lives. Do you know that Google knows where you are all the time? You all know where to go and find that? I actually turned it on deliberately to come in here today. You have to log in, of course, to your account, your Google account, and if there's any other reason to never give anybody else your account details, this would be it. So then you would go in and you would type your ask for your location history. Well, it's basically, I'm trying to make it up a bit bigger, it's basically showing you, if somebody thought, if I said to somebody, oh look, I can't do much today, I've got to go and visit my mother in hospital in Gosford, and they had access to my information, they'd all of a sudden see I'm in Sydney. So, if you forget where you are or where you've been, Google will help you. They'll remember. It's always there. Okay. Now, I did mention one of the other ones, which was Steps. Now, this is another free little app. I've just got to make sure I'm healthy. Okay, it always keeps telling me the same thing, be more active. I think it's something that's got a problem. And you can see, if you can see that enough, that I've done 2,099 steps today. Well, I mean, getting out of bed was equivalent to one of them. Now, if I walk around the room with this out of my in my hands, will it? No, because it will know if I run, it'll probably stop again. It's not. Why did everything do this the other day?
Put it in your bra.
You know, that's why it keeps telling me to be more healthy. It's not measuring right. And you can actually measure your heart rate by putting your hand over your... I'm not going to do it now because my so you can get these little apps that'll do this sort of thing, but once again, what would be the disadvantage of that? You'd have to have your phone on you every time you walk around. Whereas as opposed to, I've got friends that wear a Fitbit, I don't want to know about it. And that's with them all the time. So it's horses for courses. How serious are you about it? Look, I'm not going to listen to my phone and tell me to be more active because I don't walk around with it all the time on me. But it's interesting to know that all of these things are available for you. They may be gadgets, but they may also be quite helpful things. Okay. The other thing I discovered is, how do you hate typing text and notes and messages and stuff like that? Well, there's a little app called S-Voice, and there's probably hundreds of them that all do the same thing. So you just turn it on. A message to Janet mobile. Hi Janet, I'm just here at the conference demonstrating, and half the stuff won't work, half the things we can't see. My steps aren't moving. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time. Bye. It does work. It is called S-Voice. S-Voice. Yes, look, if you went into Play Store, which what we'll do is we'll go and have a look in Play Store when we've got the the big screen, the tablet on. Oh, it'll be so much easier to see. And we can have a look at some of this stuff then. Because the other thing, just the last one, and then we have to have questions because I'm going to run out of time. I copied this ad out, and it's a pamphlet to Edlong Diggers Club. Now, have you seen this little black thing that looks like a little maze? Yes. Oops. Have you ever wondered what it's for?
Yes, you are.
Okay, it's called a QR code. Now, advertisers put that in on their whatever. So, if you have an app called a QR Droid app on your phone, and you might think, I don't need that. But I was shopping for printers one time, and they had all of that on the boxes, and I was able to go and check them out and find out that they were going to rip me off. They were too dear. I could buy it somewhere else. So what QR Droid does, it actually focuses on that. Now it has taken a picture of that, and it is going to send me to the Edlong Diggers Club. So I don't have to type in a website, I don't have to do anything, and it can be helpful for you if you are shopping around for something, and that's another little free app. Okay? So your phone can be useful as well as fun. Will tablets replace computers? Well, would a smartphone replace your computer? No. But if you had to leave home with only one, what would you leave home with? Your phone, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I've just come back off a holiday, and it was lovely, and the tablet was absolutely, the tool of choice then for taking videos of the rain falling on the high ocean and the ship rocking backwards, forwards for 9 days. And there was a big announcement that in this afternoon we're going to have towel folding, and I got so excited. Anyway, enough of my frivolity. So now, who's got tablets? We all got pills, tablets, yeah, okay. Are you thinking of getting a tablet? No, okay. Yeah. If you're going on a holiday and they're not, and a tablet is not as an expensive item, I mean, it's like everything else. You get what you pay for. But if you want to buy a tablet that you can connect through 3G, you're going to pay more for that. And of course, then you've got to get a plan or share your mobile plan. So that puts the cost up. Is it necessary? Do you share yours? You do yours. I don't. No. Anyway. So here's some advantages. They are really quick and easy file management. You can see them. If you're a Windows computer user, tablets are pretty much along the same sort of track. People are saying to me, I don't know what to get. I want to get an Apple or I get an Android or a Windows if you have to. And the idea is if you use an Apple computer and you're used to syncing your stuff, stick to Apple. If you're a Windows person, stick to Windows. It's what works for you. I mean, of course, Google. And the biggest thing is, of course, the screen. Now, even if I stood here and held this like this, you're better off now than you were before. So the screen is your definite advantage. The programs, icons on the screen, well, so is your smartphone. That's nothing terribly effective. But the good thing is once you go to type something in, you do get a reasonably sized keyboard to type it in. It still doesn't work for me. I have to have my little Lucky. Yeah, we've all got these. So I'd ordered 200 on eBay 2 years ago, and I've been selling them off ever since. No, but they're very helpful. Photos are great because you can actually, you'll get they've got a front and back camera. If you turn it around at the front and you look at yourself, oh, not good. So, good for Skype. Do you use Skype? Talk to your family if you have to. You need to, as long as they stay there, I'll talk to them on Skype. And playing music and videos. If you take a video and want to do that. So it's all about the size of the screen. E-books, because I've got Kindle on here. Who uses Kindle? Okay, that's another great e-book thing. Okay, so you actually now are looking at my screen here. And the Stardust, just me putting it over there, just takes up more space. Okay, now what we're going to have a look at in this one is, are you comfortable with going into Google Play Store? Yes. You mean I can't go there? I won't waste time going there. Let's have a little look to just see the difference now if you were going to visually look at a movie as to say on this as opposed to on your smartphone. Now I've got Netflix. So a lot of you said you had Netflix. Netflix, people? Have you? It's absolutely fantastic. It's an app that you download for free. You pay a monthly subscription to Netflix, a bit like Foxtel, only dirt cheap, $8.90 a month, I think it is, for the basic. And you've got movies laid on more than you could ever watch. And it synchronises to all your devices. So I was watching TV at home last night, and I was watching a documentary, I think it was, on people being poisoned. I like the heavy stuff, you know. And I'm going to go and have a little look in Play Store while we are connected to the internet. Now, a couple of people have told us some really good websites for apps to have a look at. And you're only limited now by your own imagination and how much money you want to spend, whether or not it's free. Just on that, if you had to pay for something on Google, how would you pay for it?
PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal or Google card. No, never give them your credit card. Because they're a faceless entity. There's nobody there. And if you have a problem, I don't mind the Google cards. In Woolworths you can buy the Google cards or iTunes cards, and they're just like a little gift card. That's what I give on my grandkids. My Christmas shopping's done in one stop, half an hour. Yep. And they can be $20, $30 or $50. Let's look for something. What's something that would be really good to have? Navigation. Well, navigate, yeah, it's free all over the place because it's on your Google Maps. Yeah. Oh, I keep going to put this down and I can't. Okay, so it was, who told us that? Swiss Army Knife app.
Army knife. What about apps? We've got Army knife.
I'm going to talk. Don't talk. Army Knife app. They'll probably have somebody come to arrest me in a minute. Okay, first one. All right, and it's got 4.5 stars. How often do you go through and can I make that bigger? No, I can't.
Stretch it.
And look at the information that it's giving you there. I know it'd be hard for you to see down the back, but it's had 100,000 downloads. In the scheme of things, that's not a lot. Some of them have 100 million. Yeah, you play it. I'm happy. You know, but if I scroll down a little bit, you can see all the pictures of it. Quite a little. It looks quite an ingenious device. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have power to do this.
Someone took a calculator around, think it came to win.
Yeah, we'll try to work out how to turn it on.
Has that got coordinates as well there? I can't quite see.
No coordinates. But the thing you're going to look for too is the rating. People are brutally honest. And if they don't like something, they'll tell you. So we're going to install it. Have you installed something on your device and then all of a sudden thought, what in the hell did I do that for? I don't want it. And you think, how do I get rid of it? You know how to get rid of stuff? Hey! There you go. Control plus. Is it still going? Do you want me to stop talking now? Wow. Okay. All right, so I'm going to install this. Let's go back up here. I will if you want to. If you've got more quick, the smartphone, not the iPhone, I don't have an iPhone, has got more body to it. You've just got to accept this. They don't want to know what we had for breakfast. They're just happy to use our camera. Some of them want to know everything. So you can see it's just downloading you now. And we'll just tell it to open it. What's this? Online chain log. Just cancel that. Don't I want the new version? Okay. So we're going to what were you saying? The bubble leveler. So you walk around with your tablet seeing when everything's level. That's, well, what a good idea. See, we needed that input. So here's your bubble leveler. So I can turn around. And I'm not good with taking photos. My brother-in-law said that my horizons are always on a slope. I said it depends how late in the afternoon it is.
Go like flat.
You could use it as a dartboard. Well, you don't, do you? That's what I was going. No, well, anyway, look, now that's a must-have. Okay, well, try the compass. Okay. What I was getting at was, if you have something on there that you don't want, are you comfortable with taking it off your Android? So what we'll do is we'll go into our settings. And look, your little settings is a bit like your control panel of your car, and you think, oh, I don't need to go there, I won't go. But you really do need to look at just what you can do. Now, you've got different tabs, and it depends, your devices are different, so the tabs may not be in the same place. I think I have to look and think where everything is, and I think it's just under general, I'm not sure. Application manager, you need something that says application or application manager. And what it does, it builds a list of everything you've got on your device. Somebody said to me, oh, I just picked them up off the desktop and dropped them into the recycle bin. I said, well, that cleans your desktop up. They're not gone. That's exactly right. So if I want to, what do I want to get rid of? This is all so important to me, this stuff. Google, you cannot. I'll get rid of this pictures and quiz. I can't work it out, it's too hard. Okay, so I can click onto that and I can go to uninstall. Have you ever been in there and it's been like especially a Google thing or something that's part of your operating system and you want to uninstall it and you can't? I think Dropbox is one of them, isn't it? You try to get rid of Dropbox and you can't. You can either go, you can force it to stop or you can clear the data. And I thought, I'll fix you, I'll clear you, and that'll get rid of you. And what it did was, and I might have had the thing for about 1.5 to 2 years, cleared all the data off, so the next time I went on the internet, I re-downloaded all the data all over again. I thought that was a good move. So, clearing the data does nothing. I'm just going to uninstall that, and it's going to take it off. You know, and it's a much simpler process than putting software on your computer and taking software off, really. I mean, well, used to go and through the control panel and everything. But I guess the other thing too, I keep wanting to do stuff on here, is you can configure your device, whether it be your smartphone or your tablet, to suit however you want it to do it. You know, I'm sure you've all got fancy pictures on yours, have you? No? Rather than something, the reason I chose that was because it is more effective on the screen. So if I wanted to, what about widgets? Have you ever gone shopping in your widgets? Oh, you've got to have little widgets. What I'll do is I'm just hard pressing on this and nothing's happening. There we go. And you can see down the bottom I've got wallpapers and widgets. Sometimes your widgets are in a different place. And these are all little applications that you can't make do anything else than what they're designed to do. Right? And you can go down and you can go and download heaps of them. Yeah, well, I wouldn't put Dropbox on. So you can go and have a look at what kind of widgets they've got, and most of them are to do with the weather or the time or the date or, you know, or whatever. So you could have a newsstand widget, you could have whatever you like. I'll see if I can I'll bring this weather one up, okay? So if I want that widget on the front of my tablet, I just click on it and I just drag it to where I want to drop it. I'll drop it in the middle and let it go. And it's bad enough that my phone knows where I am. My tablet doesn't need to know the same thing. Yeah. So you put your widget up there, and if I don't want it anymore, how do I get rid of a widget? Pick it up, click, hold, and just drop it in the bin. And that's gone. Well, it's gone back to the widgets hole where it came from. Well, I never really, I only made a copy of it anyway. So there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do, and you've got widgets on your phone as well. We've spoken about the tablets and laptops and portability, comfortableness and screens, and battery life. That's all the good stuff about your tablet. After that, it kind of goes a little bit downhill, because if you want more, your laptops are going to give you more. You'll get more value for money with a laptop. You could pay the same for a laptop as you do for a tablet. and you get a lot more. That's a good word. I thought that was a good word. Out of it. And some of the laptops now have got the same screen size, so they are smaller and are being made portable. They can be used for productivity, for documents, for a whole lot more stuff. So you are using them as a computer. And they also have disk drives and easily adaptable USB ports and all that sort of stuff. So you've all agreed you wouldn't give away your laptop for a tablet at this stage. Well, I know I certainly wouldn't. Okay. And the question now, after all of this, things we've looked at is which one? So will smartphones or tablets replace laptops? That's exactly right. It will always come down to what do you want to do with it, how much you want to spend, and how do you want to use it. So that's pretty much in a nutshell, and we could have started at the end and saved all of this. And the last thing is the power of the cloud. So long as you can save stuff on the cloud, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to go and buy your laptop with the biggest hard disk drive available, although I have done. And, and it is accessible from wherever you go. This presentation will be on the website, and what I want you to have a look at is if you are looking for a smartphone, have a look at some of these websites. And the one that I recommend is Love Your Phone. That's where I bought the ones for my children and another friend, and I should be working for commission, but anyway. And they are reconditioned, and they come with warranties, and they're half the price in the shops. And it's a reputable business, so it's worth looking into.